welcome back to the ABC of EDC with me, Rick Flat, your host through everything, Everyday Carry. After an eon, an age, and millennia of watch reviews, we were reviewing something slightly different this week, a bit of tech. This little remote microphone system from DJI. I've wanted a little remote mic system for some time, and this was where I landed. I looked at the Rode micro video go thing for a while, the little square shiny ones, but gave up on them and went this way, and I'm glad I did. Let's not mess around anymore. Let's flippy and get on with this, because it's Tuesday night. We've got other stuff to do, man. Let's get on with this. So here we have the DJI mic. Hasn't got any fancy sort of snazzy name. Comes in this beautiful little box. I love this thing. Fantastic. Absolutely monster idea. You open it up and you're greeted with the battery status of all three items in here, both transmitters and the receiver, as well as some other goodies. Little display on the outside. Let's see, tells you the battery status of the box itself. Let's look a little bit more in detail about what's actually in this thing. First up, we have the receiver. Little touch screen on the front, lets you know the microphone status, battery status, little kind of cold, shoey thing attachment on the back, which we'll talk about more in a moment. Then we have the mics themselves, the transmitters. These are very solid in hand. Great little bits of kit. A little bit for a little kind of a clip for attaching to just your t-shirt, your collar, your tie, whatever. And then a little magnet thing as well. In fact, let's go over to some strange looking guy for kind of a live example of how to use these in varying situations. Here he is. Look at this guy. Suspect. Wanted for questioning. Anyway, here's the basic clip on. You know, you're wearing dark tee, you're not going to notice it too much. Or you can make use of this little square magnet. Just clip it off the back there. Stick the thing up past your manly chesticles. And then there you go. Far more discreet. It also comes with a little dead mouse, dead fish, dead rabbit, I never know, rabbit's foot, little windshield for each mic. If you're in a blustery situation, it will keep your audio from messing up. I really like these little units, very solid in hand, feel very good. Let's talk a little bit more about what is in this box. We have this little cold shoe mount for if you're attaching it to DSLR, and then you have these two connectors which are your kind of connectors for your phone. First up, the lightning for those people of taste with an Apple device, and then one for the nerds, you know, micro USB for the Android. Like I say, nerds staying at home, no friends, no girlfriend, no future, but you've got an Android device, so you're covered. Like I say, love this little box for various reasons we'll get into in a minute. But there you have it. This is basically what is inside the DJI mic setup. Like I say, if you're going to use a DSLR, you would use a little cold shoe mount. But let's talk about attaching it to the iPhone, because I'm an iPhone guy, so I want to tell you about it. You take the receiver, you take the little lightning attachment, and it has little arrows, very clear. It only goes on one way. You put it on, it gives a little satisfying sort of click or pop, and then that is it. You simply stick that into the lightning port of your phone. Open up your app or do it the other way, whatever, and it will just simply connect, and boom, straight away you are now recording with your phone, but recording the audio through the DJI. Fantastic. You're going to see a little, let me just press record actually, come on, this everything is on, that's good. You see a little display there. Put that on your person wherever you want. Come on, man, here we go. Look, that's it. That's it, Rick, find the video settings. Good Lord, honestly, man, sometimes I worry about myself. There you go. We're recording now. The levels are up on that little display. Gives you that so you know whether you're going too high or too low. Gives you a little battery display. Lets you know what mode if you're recording in, be it mono or stereo. Very simple. Obviously, if you've got this on a tripod, you can turn it around so the lenses are facing you, and you can turn the receiver around so you can still see the display as you're recording. Fantastic. But one of the things I really love about this is how this interacts with the box. Now, sometimes you have accessories for a phone, and every time you want to put it somewhere else, you have to disassemble the whole thing, take off all the parts you've added. But what I love about this is actually you can leave that little lightning attachment to the bottom of that receiver. There's a little channel that they put in the box. They're so clever what they thought about, right? And it just slips in there. And this means if you're someone like me who's very often going to be using the iPhone as kind of their the thing going to use most. Can't talk today, man. Honestly, I give up. Then you can just leave it in there. Love it. Perfect. If you want to get this thing off, you just give it a good push, and you know, It's a bit hard, but you know, it should be hard. We don't want this thing kind of flapping off, you know, every time you kind of move slightly, but you just slowly pop it off, and there you are. Bob's your uncle's, Fanny's your aunt, you are away. This goes pretty much the same for your DSLR. You just take that cold shoe attachment here and you just attach it like this. This is on my ZV-1. Attaches, you can see the display. Little cable comes out of there into the side of your camera. Lovely. This works perfectly on my ZV-1. Not so good on my Lumix, where actually if I want to see the display, the cable provided, it just isn't long enough. It doesn't have a right angle at one of the things, so it doesn't work. But on the whole, this thing works brilliantly. You can always buy another cable, I guess. If you want to charge the box itself, there's a provided USB to Type-C. Just whack that on, get that up to charge. Perfect. Now there is enough power, if fully charged, if the microphones are fully charged and the box is fully charged, those microphones out of the box will last 5 hours, and then the box itself will charge them twice. So really what you're getting is 15 hours of mic usage for both mics. If you were just, for instance, just using one mic, and not just two, just one, you've got 30 hours, man. 30 hours of mic time. That's pretty crazy, man. That is, yeah, it's pretty, that's deeply usable. Let's face it, man. Most of us aren't going to be chonking on for like 15 or 30 hours, but it's good to know that it can be relied upon if you need it for that long. Let's talk a bit more about this receiver. Like I say, little touchscreen, pretty small touchscreen, sometimes a bit fiddly, but within this is just basic settings, volume, the receiver gain, modes. You can go, you know, mono, stereo. You can link your phone, your microphones up. There's lots of kind of different settings in there. But you know, I don't know. The touchscreen's a bit fiddly, but I guess you're going to get to the settings you want, and I'm still working those out. And pretty much not really touch this again. You're pretty much going to leave it where it is, I imagine. That's just me. Maybe I'm just a bit of a standard guy. But I like it. On the whole, very clear. You can see it from across the room that you got your little kind of waveform there. Now let me talk a little bit more about these receivers. One of the things I love about these is, yes, they can record to that receiver and into the camera or into the camera of your phone. But also there's a facility within just this little microphone, this little button here that says record. You press that, you got a little green light show it's live, but you press that little record button, you get a little red light come on. Now you are recording to the internal storage of this mic. Now that's 8 gigs. That gives you around 12 hours or so of, you know, just recorded audio. You still run to your camera, it's fine. But let's say for some reason you're a bit nervous. Is it recording? Is it not? Is it going to fail? Is it not? You don't quite trust it. You just press that little button and boom. And here's the other thing. If you don't want to, for some reason you just need some decent audio and you're going to be moving about a bit and you don't even want to use the receiver in the box, you just take one of these, attach it to yourself, attach it to the other person, press that little red record button, then boom, you're in business. There's a couple of other buttons on there, a charging port for it, and then a little link button for linking the two. I don't quite understand all that yet. Like I say, it's early days for me with this device. But on the whole, so far, I love it. So far, I am into it, man. It's good. Now, for me, I'm often out, and the reason I bought this is because I'm looking to improve audio when I'm out and about, when I'm in awkward situations where I don't want to have to carry big mics around. In the studio, I've got some decent mics, you know what I mean? I'm recording this right now on my Shure SM7B, but I can't be hogging them around the country, man, all the time. And to have a couple of microphones in this little box here, man, and be able to just drag them out, you know what I mean? And just boom, stick it on someone, and I've got awesome sound. It's so much easier than going, hey, just hold this, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that's the idea for me. When I'm out and about, sometimes I'm recording in the forest, sometimes I'm in the car, and I just want good sound. I can clip these on and go. The other day, when I first got these, I did a little test in the forest of that sort of scenario. So let's just cut to me. So here's a quick microphone test. I'm standing behind the camera right now. I'm just going to walk out from behind the tripod and then see how far I can get away and you still hear my voice. And you've got to tell me when you think the reception breaks up or it doesn't sound good. Only joking. I'm actually already all the way down here. Now for most kind of filming scenarios, I don't think you're going to need much more than this distance. This must be, 25 meters. I don't know, something like that. I'm terrible with like distances and lengths and stuff. Most men are. Say no more. And yeah, I don't think you're going to need much more than that for my needs. This is more a convenience, a non-cabled microphone, and I think it does just that, and it does it perfectly for me. So this mic, these couple remote mics, mate, game changer. But yeah, reception's pretty good, distance pretty good, usability pretty good. So in conclusion, I love this little system. I think I'd like it anyway if it was just the units, but the fact it's in such a well packaged, lovely little box that does so much is brilliant for me. So yeah, for me at the moment, full on winner, but obviously over time using it, taking it on and off, phone, camera, using it in different ways, we'll get a better picture as we go along. But yeah, my recommendation, if you're in the kind of market for these, I would go for it. Price, I can't argue whether the price is good or bad on it, to be honest with you. That's going to depend on its longevity and how easy it is to use, and also just the quality of sound we're going to get out of it, because this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to improve the quality of our sounds using a mic on person instead of on camera, on mounted, or on boom, or whatever we're doing. So if it does that, great. If it don't, laters, out the door, you know what I mean? Anyway, I've been Rick, and this has been the ABC of EDC. Until next time, carry what you love. Take care of yourself. Laters.